Hi, I'm Irene Rifkin. I'm the Executive Director of Crossroads Hospice, the Philadelphia site. So I started out as case manager. I have learned a lot throughout the years. I've had a lot of people to help me to grow, a lot of support. And then I became an assistant clinical director. And then I became clinical director. And throughout the years, again, as I've said, I've had a lot of support and people helping me and a tremendous amount of learning. And then just recently, the executive position opened, and that's how I became where I'm at today. What I wish people knew more about hospice is to not be afraid of that word. That it's the word to help us through our final journey, and to take away the myth that if you go on hospice tomorrow, you will not be here the next day. I wish people knew that hospice was about caring and helping people be comfortable, helping the families, and just taking them through their final journey. So I remember two patients specifically, one being the first patient that I took care of, IND 001. He was, funny that we're having this interview this time, he was a huge Eagles fan, and that's how we bonded. I was very nervous. He was my first patient, and I was new to hospice, so it was, a little different for both of us, but that was our bond, and we grew in that, and the family was maybe a little bit not as trusting, and just being able to have that common bond, we grew, and they became very trusting. And we were there at his death, and the experience of that and the family being very comfortable around all of us was a memory that I'll always remember. My second patient, I remember we took care of this patient, and the patient had a large family, and it was in a big snowstorm. It pretty much shut the city down, and we knew that the patient was going to require even more care. So we had to get the staff that we needed. We had to make sure that everybody was going to be able to be where they would be, because they wouldn't be able to get out for a while. And I remember the wife was, during the last maybe half hour of the patient's dying, she started singing to the patient, and we encouraged her to do that. And I'll always remember when we went to the funeral, and I even saw her birthday was the same birthday as mine, and I saw her maybe a year later, and she said she always remembered that we gave that to her. She wouldn't have maybe thought of to do that, and that was very calming to her and to her husband. And her son actually worked in the township, and he gave us an escort by a big truck, a salted truck, to get to the family to be able to provide even more care. And that was, and you were able to give them the comfort that they needed, because they were very nervous, because they didn't think we would be able to be there, and we were. So I was on vacation in Aruba, and I had a water accident, and I broke my neck, I almost drowned, and I was paralyzed for a little bit. Thankfully, I am a blessed walking miracle, and what I take away from that is a couple of things. The biggest thing I would say is, it was obviously very scary. I was dependent on people. I had no idea who they were. I was in a different country. And what I remember most is being totally helpless and being totally dependent. The knowledge of the physicians, of all the staff that I met, was very important. but it did not compare to the kindness and the compassion and the reassurance that I felt and that I was giving at such a time that I was pretty much scared, scared that I've never had a fear ever in my life like that. And that is what I always would like us to be. That's what I hope that our staff, that our mission, that our product, so to speak, people see green when they see us. That's at the end of the day what you hope that our patients, that our families, that our staff at facilities, that they always get, because there's no amount of money that you can put on that when you need that at 2 o'clock in the morning, at 10 o'clock in the morning, at just that one moment that you just have to have that. And when somebody can literally hold your hand or look at you in the eye with kind eyes or a smile, that's what makes a difference. And that's what made a difference to me. And then, of course, the support from people, your family, from staff, just the support that you receive. And it was heavy in my heart. And I felt all the love and the prayers and the support, and that's what you want other people to feel, and that's what you hope you can give to others, and that's my experience, that I'd like to share, or that I'd like people to know. So what I'd really like people to know about Crossroads Hospice and about what we represent is we will be there for you. We hope that when you see the green, that you know that you're like, oh, there they are. Oh, here they come. Or, oh, okay, it's going to be okay. And that when we walk into the family's home or to the facility or wherever we are, that people are comforted just by knowing that they see that and they know that we'll be there for them.